Thank Father Christopher for having given me the opportunity to interact with you. Basically, I am a learner. I don't claim that I am a scholar. I worked in Germany as a visiting professor in Cologne University. I worked in Lethbridge University, Canada for one semester. And I went to African countries to conduct studies. The whole of the exercise, what I found, majority of the people, though they came out from colonial administration, they are living in internal colonies, including India. They got independence in 1947. But 82 crore people in this country today, as per government records, they are saying that government is providing free rice, free wheat in order to avoid hunger death. Because we have Food Security Act. If hunger death happens, for which government is wholly responsible. Because there is an act. Somebody will go to court. If there is no such a kind of act, even this free rice will not be given to the poor. Thanks to the Parliament for having passed this legislation.
Recording.
So in such a way, humanity is being held by the leaders in the name of democracy. But today, what kind of democracy we have to understand it. It is not a democracy of ethics or a democracy of our own olden days, dharmic democracy. It is totally a market democracy where we are witnessing the whole, the political atmosphere, visiting political atmosphere. In this context, we are discussing a very crucial issue. Why I have accepted this invitation? Because I reached Chennai from Coimbatore yesterday in the midnight. I couldn't reach out to this place. I am staying elsewhere. Because I consider that it is very important. Because nobody is working with people. Everybody is working with their own organizations. They are not working with people. Even political parties, they are moving away. People are alienated. Majority of the people are alienated. And in this context, we are discussing about the grassroots democracy, grassroots development, participatory development, participatory democracy. I have a question to you, because you are all with a sense of commitment doing at the grassroots level. How many of you studied Constitution of India? Plainly. You may not hesitate. You raise your hand. How many of you studied Constitution of India? Okay, then fine. How many of you studied the preamble of the Constitution? Okay, fine. How many of you thoroughly understood the preamble of the Constitution? Okay, you need not bother. How many of you studied the 73rd Amendment to the Constitution of India? Okay, one. How many of you studied the confirmative legislation passed in the respective assembly? If it is Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly passed a confirmative legislation confirming the basics of 73rd Amendment. It is a constitutional mandate. How many of you studied this one? Nobody. Okay. So, what I want to dilate upon now, supposing if you say that I studied the Constitution of India. I studied the conservative legislation. I know what is 73rd Amendment. I mean, I will dilate upon the deeper issues of our, decentralization. Since you are saying that we are not familiar with all those things, just I will start from, rudimentary. When I was in a classroom in Cologne, one of my students, Hans, his name, I still remember Hans, he raised a question. Sir, you are teaching Indian democracy to us because we want to come to India and to work in India. That is why we registered in your program. And you are teaching Constitution. And you are teaching the democratic politics in India. But we wonder, how many of your citizens, aware of all the possibilities and potentials available in the Constitution of India? Because such a fine Constitution has been drafted, handed over to the people. It is a people's document. But why our politicians have not taken the Constitution to the people? There's a basic question he raised. But in this country, Constitution is being taught only in the law college, then political science, public administration, sometimes in history. Beyond it, nobody is learning Constitution, nobody is teaching Constitution. Constitution is a fundamental document. And you cannot read the entire provisions of the Constitution. If you read the preamble of the Constitution, that is enough. That is enough. In my opinion, in every house when I visit, I found the photographs of Lord Muruga, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, Allah. Right? These are all there in the houses. But I won't find a single house the preamble of the Constitution. And everybody chant mantras in the puja room. Going to the church, read the Bible, New Testament. But nobody reads the preamble of the Constitution. When South Africa got independence, Nelson Mandela made an appeal to the fathers, those who are going to churches on Sunday. You have two packets. One pocket, just you can keep your New Testament. Nothing wrong in it, because that is your assigned duty. But you assume one more duty. You keep the New Testament which we have prepared for our people, put it in the other pocket. You do this one, New Testament, that is your assigned duty for 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever you want. But take half an hour to explain to the people, what are all the possibilities to empower themselves as citizens of this country and how they can make use of the Constitution to claim their dignity and to lead a decent, dignified life. Because 80% of the resources are with the whites. They are 20%. But 80% of the resources are with only the whites. How to safeguard the interests of the black? It is not liberating the country from the white. It will happen only through claiming their rights and entitlements, only by understanding the Constitution. What are all the provisions available in the Constitution to safeguard the interest of all the citizens in this country? Whites, they know, because they have resources. They will do. So it is the mantra that, every Sunday, one discourse will be on your New Testament, the other discourse is on Constitution. But in this country, till date, we celebrate a Constitution Day. We celebrate in India. And we Indians, we are known for rituals. We have anything, we make it as a ritual. We won't understand it. I mean, America made it very clear on the last day, in the last speech. This document has to reach the last man. They should understand in what way they can claim their rights, in what way they can protect their dignity by claiming the provisions in the Constitution. But till date we have not reached. Right? We got independence in 1947. We drafted a constitution for ourselves. Right? But after declaring it as our document, what is the significance of the document? The document, I mean, for the Hindus, Bhagavad Gita may be the guiding document for religious purposes. For the Muslims, it is Quran. For you, it is Bible. Fine. For the whole of the Indian society, I mean, it is only the Constitution. So, what is more important? I mean, what are all the provisions as citizens? But unfortunately, in this country, we are not treated as citizens. People are treated as beneficiaries. People are treated as beneficiaries. It is a psychology, a deliberate psychology created. I mean, thousands of years we have been subjugated. We have been, we are liberated on a particular day. 14th August 1947, we were subjects. 15th of August, we were citizens. Within a day, transformation happened in nomenclature, but not in the psychology of the people. So if a country is liberated from a colonial yoke, what is to be done? You have to prepare your citizens. You have to prepare your people as citizens. Citizen in the sense, not only legal, parlance. Not in the legal parlance. There are several responsibilities on the part of the citizen. If you develop such a kind of culture among the people as citizens, citizen will be empowered. They will take more responsibilities. However poor they are, they will assert. They will restore their dignity. Knowing fully well that a ruling class deliberately what they have done, don't worry, I will alleviate your poverty. I will make you rich. I will feed you. I will educate you. I will do everything for you. Then what is the difference between a colonial government and a new government? A country can be developed only through the participation of the citizens. Without the participation of the people, country cannot be developed. Your economy can be developed. Your economy can be developed. Now our economy has been developed. 7, 8, 8.5, 9. It is atrocious. When our economy reaches 7, 8, 9, 82 crore people are in the queue to get free ration. Otherwise, we witness hunger death. It is a shame on the part of our governing class. They are not ashamed of it. They are not ashamed of it. Then in that context, what is to be done? It's a basic question. What is to be done? After witnessing near about 35 years, one gentleman came. He was not a politician of the Indian type. He was a pilot, accidental Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi. He assessed, the performance of the government so far. Grandfather, mother, so what they have performed. Then called the World Bank researchers. You assess the governance, you assess administration, you assess the development process in this country. Then got the report. Finally he made a declaration that India is neither a representative democracy, nor a fair democratic country. And in the name of democracy, what we have done? So we manage the people, but we have not delivered development to the people. In this country, what we found, the dominant, either by caste or by class, they capture everything. Any development program comes, it is only the dominant capture. There's a program capture. If any position comes, again they will capture the position. How do you explain the captured position, captured power? The constitution, we have reserved position for women. We have reserved positions for the Dalits. Right? But how they capture? If it is women, what they will do? Yes, I will ask my wife to file nomination, contest the election. I thought that I can contest. I am not able to contest. So what I will do? That has been reserved for women. So I will ask my wife to contest. So I can capture the program. Even Prime Minister positions are captured. President individuals, sneakily. Even Chief Minister positions, because we have fake Prime Ministers, fake Chief Ministers we found in this country. Proxy. We have seen. Somebody will take decision. Somebody will put signature. Such a kind of democracy we have seen in this country. This is very, very pathetic. So, after passing 35 years, he raised the fundamental question. What are all the basic duties and responsibilities of a government? What are all the responsibilities of the citizens? Whether, before asking that question to the citizen, whether you have performed the duties, we have to ask ourselves whether we have performed our duties. What are the duties? As per the constitution, all basic duties all basic facilities you have to provide to the people to lead a decent, dignified human life. Fine. So in that context, he asked, to what extent we provide potable drinking water to all the citizens in this country? Do you have any idea? No idea. To what extent? We have provided opportunity to every child to go to school. No idea. They give statistics. In our country there is a practice. Supposing if you ask a question to a white in Germany or France or Italy or England or America, they will say that 174. How many percentage of children are in the school? Exactly they will give. But if you ask a question to the Indian bureaucrat, he will say more or less, by and large, around. They won't give exact statistics. That's the culture we have. So nobody is in a position to provide this. So finally he said, in my opinion, it is a failure. It is a failure. So the central government, state government performed 35 years. 35 years is a long period. Within 20 years after the Second World War, Germany stood up. Within 20 years, Japan stood up. But India got independence in 1947. Till now, 35 years gone. But we are not able to provide basic minimum facilities to the poor to lead a decent, dignified human life. It means it is a failure. Then what is to be done? What is to be done? This is the next question. And everyone gave answer. What is an answer? Sir, down below the district, nobody is to help the poor. It is only our officials. They will cater to the needs of the higher-ups. In such a way, your accountability system has been built up in Indian administrative setup. So everybody is looking up, not down. If I am a BDO, I am answerable only to the next boss. He is answerable only to the collector. Collector is answerable only to the secretary. Secretary is answerable to the chief secretary. Chief secretary is answerable to the ministry. That's all. But nobody is answerable to the people. But the whole democracy says that we are serving the poor, we are serving the people. But the accountability system has been built in a different way because we inherited the colonial administration for an independent country. So he said, then what is the way out? But there is an interesting question. There is an interesting question. So in the 35 years, who got benefit? Because government performed. Who got benefit out of it? Yes, there is an answer. The rich, landlords, power brokers, middle class, upper middle class, they are the beneficiaries of the government performance. It is not the poor, marginalized, Adivasis, nomads, fisher folk, Dalits. They couldn't get what they ought to get. I mean, they have got rights, but they couldn't get. What is to be done? This is a question. Then finally they arrived at, in this country, with this diversity, both the central government and state government cannot reach out to the marginalized, poor, Adivasis, women. So these groups cannot get out of these performance of the two governments. What is to be done? A grassroots level government has to be created. Fine. So here there is a question. You have a constitution. The constitution was created in a context where everybody, thought that can keep India together. In such a way, questions have been raised at the dawn of independence because of the creation of Pakistan. India is a very peculiar country. You cannot compare with any country in the world. Even in China, you can't. Peculiar country. The differences, language. At one level, it is culturally rich, spiritually rich. Even now materially also rich, but not reaching the poor. That's a problem. So in that context, the two governments, what they are doing, the colonial administration is enabling them, because we keep the colonial administration even now. Barring certain things, many of the character of our administration reflects the colonial administration. So they suggested that unless there is a government very nearer to the people, responding to the call of the people, there won't be any solution for the existing problem. World Bank has conducted a study. After 50 years, not 35 years, after 50 years of our independence, more than 2,000 programs have been implemented, both center and the state, in the rural areas. More than 2,000 schemes. But 64% of the people in India at that point of time are leading life in subhuman living conditions. Subhuman living conditions. It means what? So there is no dignity. They are not in a position to lead a dignified life. Decent life. What is a decent life? There is a definition for decent life. Sanitation has to be maintained. Clean water should be available for them. Good educational, quality education, has to be provided to all. Livelihood has to be secure. The required amount of nutritive food, has to be available for all the citizens. These are all decent life. But we are not in a position to provide 64%. Right? This is 50 years assessment. So when Rajiv Gandhi raised his question, there was a debate. Grassroots level, we have to create a government. How to create a government at the bottom? It is only through the constitution. Constitution has only two governments. Center and the state. Panchayat Raj. It is a state subject. How you will create a government? Whenever state government wants, they can create a Panchayat Raj, local government. If the state government doesn't like it, abolish it. They need not conduct election because it's a state subject. So he started developing an argument. At the dawn of independence, there was a discourse between Mahatma Gandhi and Ambedkar. Mahatma Gandhi wanted to create every village a little republic. A little republic. It's not Indian republic. Village republic. This collection of village republic is the Indian republic. That is a dream. But Ambedkar said, your little republic is only a dream. My question is, what is the reality? Already people, the marginalized and the Dalits, they are under the subjugation. But if you give power to them, they will capture the power. It is a character of Indians. They will capture the power. They won't give. So Nehru accepted. So Panchayat Raj has been put in state subject. If you want, you can have it otherwise. But later, same Jawaharlal Nehru thought that